Please welcome to the stage, Fran Tirado!
Hi, hello. I, like Kevin, have made a life's work keeping it away from my mother. But hopefully she won't hear this story tonight because she still thinks that I run it, what she refers to as an iPod show, which, it's fine. I know it's cute. Okay, so in the short amount of time I've been here in New York, I am super lucky to have accumulated what is a very loving, supportive, vibrant community of friends who also happen to be excruciatingly, unsettlingly hot. Like, I don't know what it is about me that attracts people that are fitness instructors and beauty brand reps and people who are repped by IMG and Wilhelmina and I love it. I'm not complaining. I love that all of my friends have modeling contracts. It's not bad for my psyche at all. But I have this one friend, let's call him Brian, who has been with me through thick and thin, right? He takes my late night phone calls, we've been long distance friends for a really long time, he's the kind of ride or die friend that I have. And he also happens to be a personal trainer at Equinox. I know, oh my gosh, that collective sigh was just, But to kind of put it in context, he's the silhouette of a G.I. Joe doll. He has these shirtless bathroom selfies where he has his pecs facing forward and they're splayed out like rotisserie chickens. And then he's got his waist tilted sideways so his 8-pack disappears in this inverted triangle like a horizon line. And then he's got these massive thighs. And they're so big that I feel he could take me between them and just crush my body like a Pepsi can. But that aside, I've never thought about him in that way, I feel not romantically, to me he's he's a New York 8, but he lives in Chicago, so he's Chicago 9.5. I'm more New York. I'm more of a Chicago 6, New York 7, LA 2. So I'm kind of thinking we're different species. And I never thought about him that way. But it was, day after Christmas, and I was home visiting, and we had made plans to see each other. And there was something about the way he invited me over that at 11 p.m. at night that I got a little bit excited about. Because I don't know, I can't see how gay this audience is, but in the gay community 11 p.m. is the thawing hour. It's when you invite over a guy solely for the purpose of a dick appointment, and so I got my hopes up a little bit, and I was in the Uber with a bottle of wine and thinking maybe something would happen during our Netflix and chilling that we were planning on doing. And he texts me as I'm almost there, and he's oh, all my friends are out having a kiki, and I really want to hang out with them and join them. That'd be fun. And I'm yeah, that'd be fun. And I'm trying to be excited about it, but I'm thinking I'm gonna shut this down. And I walk in, and he's already getting ready and pulling his shirt over his tattooed body, and I'm yeah, let's go. It'll be fun. So it doesn't occur to me to I don't think to ask which group of friends we're gonna go hang out with. In my head, I'm we're gonna go with his gaggle of gay friends, and they're all gonna be wearing tank tops, even though it's the middle of winter, and we're gonna hit the bar strip. But it wasn't until I opened the door of this apartment that we were going to that I realized that we were there with 6 other blonde straight girls, all of them wearing elf hats, Santa elf hats with the ear attachments, and all of them shit-faced, obliterated. We walk in, and they're Brian, and they're Kayla, and I don't know. They're in my head. They're all named Kayla. I have no differentiating details to tell you. And I'm oh my God, what? Where am I? What is happening? He goes off in the balcony to smoke a bowl. I don't smoke, so I'm looking for any trace of alcohol in this vicinity. And I look at the nearest Kayla next to me, and I'm like, where is the alcohol? And then I'm realizing that what is the beginning of our night is the end of their night. So there is no alcohol in sight. And she looks at me and she goes, well, we have Fireball. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I know like Fireball is like the liquor to like drink in Chicago, but it's like cinnamon whiskey and it's disgusting. And I'm like, this is gross. I'm alone. I'm in a room with like a bunch of straight blonde girls that I don't want to be with right now. So like I have no choice but to drink 6 shots of Fireball in a row. I pound the Mac. I have no idea how long I am like in this space. It was kind of just like, I don't remember how much time passed, but I kind of pull some like Game of Thronesian interweaving plot manipulation to like get us out of there. Like I like convinced one Kayla that another Kayla was like too drunk and needed to go home, and they were like, oh no. And so like, so within that time, I kind of like, we finagled our way out of there, and we're finally on our way home. And I'm thinking, okay, like, you know, it was a road bump, but like maybe we can make our way home, and I can like see if like something's gonna happen between us, and it'll be fun. And we get in the cab, and he's like, I'm not tired. Let's go out. Let's go to Sidetrack. And like, that's really how he talks. And I don't know if any of you have ever been to Chicago, but like Sidetrack is like the gay slut mecca of Chicago. Like, it is like the place to go when you want to get shit-faced and you want to like, you know, kind of have some sexy time. And I'm like, okay, you know, that's not gonna be horrible. Like, we'll go, we'll get a few whiskey gingers, we'll get sloshed up, and then maybe I can like sway his perception of me a little bit, or maybe he won't see me as clearly, or I don't know. Anyways, so we walk into Sidetrack because I've been convinced to go to Sidetrack. And I find out that it is a thing that they refer to as Musical Mondays. And on Musical Mondays, they only play Hairspray and Wicked and whatever other musical they want to listen to, projected on all of the screens, and then they only play musicals and everyone sings along. And I'm not like one of those like fun gays. Like, I'm not like the kind of gay that like loves musicals and karaoke, so like this is like my personal hell. And I'm going to get a whiskey ginger thinking that like my prior plan was to like have sex tonight, but now my libido is so low, I feel like my penis has retracted into my body. Like, I do not want to be here. And we spend, I don't know if we were in there for a half hour, or if we were in there for like 3 hours. I don't know. It was like gay Narnia, like a fucking gay Inception, just like time warped, and I have no idea how long we were there. He's one of those gays that like makes friends with the gays next to him, so like I'm truly being put through it, the trials and tribulations of this evening. Finally, I think it was like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., and we're going home. We're finally going home. I'm like, okay, like, I didn't get any vibes from him tonight. We didn't flirt. We didn't like touch each other or anything. I was like, okay, you know, it's not gonna happen for me tonight. It's totally okay. It's not gonna happen. And we step outside. I hail the Uber, and like, I'm full of Fireball. He's full of whiskey ginger. He's stoned, and he looks up at me, and like, there was this moment. He looks up at me and he says something to the effect of like, "You think I'm cute, don't you?" And I was like I wasn't actually like that. My brain was like, and I personally was like trying to be chill about it, and because I'm like a normal human being that's really good at reciprocating flirting in any capacity, I look at him and I go, "You wish, bitch." That's me in a nutshell. And because he's been my best friend for so long, and because he knows me so well, we immediately started making out. Because he knew that was just kind of the communicative level that I was at. So we started making out. It gets really hot. Like, honestly, at the time, actually, it felt like hot, but we were very hot. But I'm sure to like a passerby, it looked like it was my very first kiss ever, because we're just like fucking dementors. So we get in the cab, and I have what can only be referred to as an erection, and I'm thinking like, okay, we're gonna have sex. Like, this is actually happening. I'm like freaking out a little bit on the inside, but like I'm excited. I'm also really drunk, so like it's, you know, it's fine. And On our way there, he looks at me, we stop making out, and he says, I want Taco Bell. And I was like, what? You want Taco Bell? And again, I don't know how gay the audience is, but in the gay community, Taco Bell is the kiss of death as it pertains to butt stuff. Okay? Like, I know it's funny now, but at the time it was not funny. When Taco Bell goes inside of me, nothing else is. If there's any other way I can put it. And so I say, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I want Taco Bell. And I was like, I'm trying to weasel out of this. I'm like, okay, I'm not really hungry. Like, I don't know if we really... And then he gets all daddy dumb top on me and he goes, change the Uber location to Taco Bell. And I'm like, okay. And I just like change it real. And so now we're en route to Taco Bell. He orders $25 worth of Taco Bell, which, if you've ever been to Taco Bell, is really difficult to do, okay? Like, everything is like 75 cents. Like, and we're getting cheesy gordita crunches. We're getting like chorizo burritos. We're getting like, I don't even remember what the fuck we're getting. I do remember that we got those little fucking Cinnabons. And we walk out and proceed to hork down $25 worth of Taco Bell. So this, you know, in the grand scheme of the trials and tribulations that I've gone through this evening, this truly is the end of the line. Like, this has crushed every romantic hope that I had the two of us would share. And you know what? It's fine, because the Taco Bell was actually really good. And I was like, you know, he's my best friend. I don't need to think about him that way. You know, you were getting busy in your head. It's fine. So we're back at his apartment, getting ready for bed. I am thinking like, okay, you know, don't be too crushed. I'm trying not to get too in my head about it. And I like I don't have any pajamas with me because I'm just like planning to sleep out at his house. And I start to get in bed. And I turn around and he is completely naked, like head to toe naked. And not just that, but he has the longest dick I've ever seen in my human life. And again, don't know how gay the audience is, but like quick biology lesson, the longer the dick is, the further into my digestive system it goes. So there's so many ways wherein now the whole evening has brought me to this moment that I have worked so hard for. And all of a sudden, I am like, every fire signal is going off in my brain, and my brain is like, you cannot have sex tonight, or you are gonna shit on your best friend's dick. Like, and so I am thinking like, how am I gonna get out of this one? And he looks at me and he goes, I sleep naked. And I'm like, okay. And again, shit face, don't really remember what happened, but my clothes magicked off. It was like I Dream of Jeannie, like, boom, clothes off. And then we started fooling around. And the foreplay lasted quite a while. Like we were 69ing a little bit, and like that's really difficult because he was really short and I was really tall, so I was kind of proud of myself. Like there's a moment where like I had my like legs slung over his shoulders, like we're grinding, we're making out, we're doing all this stuff completely naked and shit-faced and full of $25 worth of Taco Bell. And I'm hoping that maybe he will just lose stamina and fall asleep. That is like my biggest hope at this point. But there was a moment where like he like pins me against, oh no, actually I don't think he had me pinned against a wall. I think I was like upside down over the edge of the bed, and I was like so turned on that I look at like my best friend of 5 years, and I look at him and I was like, fuck, my brain's out. Okay, like we're just gonna do this. And you know what? He did. He truly did. And it was like some of the best sex I've ever had, but the whole time I'm thinking, oh my God. Like, did I shit on him? Did I shit on him? I'm like, did I shit on him? I'm like not sure what is going on down there. But we have like a almost simultaneous like orgasm, which is like, you know, I'm like proud of myself. We like almost did it. And we finish, and he pulls out, and I look at the condom, and it is clean as a whistle, mama! Clean as a fucking whistle. You can eat off that. I feel so good. And so he immediately falls asleep. Just like, immediately hits the bed, starts snoring. I am wondering if, like, I should be studied by scientists. Because this has been such a biological feat of humanity that I should be studied. He falls immediately asleep. I'm in bed like, what just happened? And like vibrating. And you know, the lesson here today is, you know, in the gay community, it's really common to like sleep with your friends. You know, sometimes you need to sleep with your friends to find out that you should just stay friends. And in this case, I found out that I should just stay friends with him, but also fuck occasionally. But I will not be eating Taco Bell again whilst having sex because I don't want to make the magic happen twice, you know? Thank you, everyone.